Hi, this is Lindsay Marquez, and today I'll be doing Integrating a Source, a documentation mission. I'm sure you've realized that I have another Integrating a Source document and video. However, that one did not follow the prompt, so this is a redo. This one will cover the techniques of how to integrate a source rather than the formats in which you can. In this video, I'll go over why integrating a source is important, how to introduce the source, how to conclude it, an example from my essay, and then at the end I will sum it all up. Let's get started. Why is integrating a source important? So integrating a source is important to make sure that you have presented the information in a clear way and that the reader understands what the other sources and those quotes have to do with your own ideas and arguments, along with without the proper integration, the information runs the risk of being difficult to read. So the more unclear the information is, the less the reader will understand what you are presenting and more will be up for interpretation, which sometimes is not the best thing. Now, to properly integrate a source, special attention needs to be paid to the words or phrases surrounding the source so that the flow of the essay will not be compromised. And this is especially important for signal phrases and concluding sentences to introduce the source or give further information on it, as well as sum everything up at the end. So, you may be asking yourself, what is the technique for introducing a source? So when introducing a source, it's vital to have a clear sentence, usually a signal phrase introducing the source. And this can be done by listing the author or article title in the signal phrase, tying parts of the argument being made into the sentences leading up to the source, or you can draw attention to the relevance of the points being made in the source. So see where things are relevant and how they tie into what you are trying to get across in your argument. Now, how about concluding the source? Well, a strong conclusion is also important to the proper integration of the source. And this can be done by summing up the points being made in the source or quote, sentences that conclude the ideas presented, or a clarifying statement on how it ties into your argument. Now, I know this may seem redundant and each one varies a little bit. There are a lot of different techniques or styles on how people integrate sources into the flow of their writing. It's just important to know that you need to introduce it with a sentence and you need to close it with another sentence or two sentences. Now, an example from my essay. I know this looks very wordy. This is right out of the paper. It is a long quote. However, once you break it down, it's not very bad. Here we have the introduction to the integrated source. And there's even a mention of the author and the article in the signal phrase. Here's the direct quote with the parenthetical citation at the end, along with a sentence summing up what was being said in the source and how it ties into my argument. To sum all of this up, properly integrating a source is vital for the flow and collaboration of your sources as well as your own writing. A well-integrated source has a strong signal phrase and conclusion paragraph or sentence. There are various ways and techniques to adequately integrate a source into your essay. Any type of source material, regardless if you summarize, paraphrase, or directly quote, must be integrated smoothly into your essay. Research that is taken from an outside source and just stuck into random paragraphs without careful integration runs the risk of sounding like it doesn't belong. Creating paragraphs that are choppy and difficult to read. Writers who aren't used to utilizing outside sources often have a difficult time making outside research sound like it belongs in their paper. But with careful preparation, sources will flow smoothly into the text and throughout your essay.